What's up, everyone? It's Michael here, aka Dangstrat. I hope all is well. Right now, as I make this video, it's Tuesday, April 22nd, and it's 5:50 a.m. Here is my weekly outlook for the upcoming week. So, starting off with dollar on the weekly chart, you can see that we've taken out this higher time frame objective. Right now, I'm currently watching to see if we deviate this range low. So if we do deviate this range low, then I would be looking for dollar to retrace into this fair value gap here. So this, now that we've taken out external liquidity, we could potentially watch for a move into the internal range liquidity. So that is currently what I'm looking at for DXY, and same idea with EU. So we've taken out this range high here. We've also taken out some additional buy side level here. So right now, again, ideally, I would want to see a deviation on this range high here. And then we do have that fair value gap below as well. So we've taken out this high here. And again, we'll see if we can deviate this high and retrace into this internal range liquidity after taking out external range. Moving over to GU. So GU still hasn't taken out this high yet, which is why I think price could potentially still go higher for EU and GU yet. So it's important to be patient here. Excuse me. So again, I'm looking for this high to be the next target here. And then, once we take out that high, we'll see if we can deviate the range high. And then retrace into the internal range liquidity. We haven't created a fair value gap yet. So it's possible we go higher this week and then we end the week with the deviation, or next week we could potentially deviate these highs. So that is currently what I'm looking at for Forex. Moving on to indices. This is, the new range that I'm looking at. So if you go to the monthly chart, first off, you can see that we have reversed off the monthly demand. So we got a nice reversal off of there. We took out the 2024 yearly low, so last year's low. And you can see all of that liquidity has been taken out now, and we started to reverse off of it. So we got this nice candle down to take out liquidity and to, raid the POI of the monthly demand. Got a nice reaction off of there. We closed back above this low. So to me, this is a deviation on the low. And then now if you zoom in a little bit onto the daily chart, if you draw a from this low to this high, if you draw the fib, you can see that we've retraced to the midpoint, to the equilibrium. So now that we've retraced to the equilibrium, I think, we could potentially look for higher prices this week, especially when there's low resistance liquidity like this. So that's currently what I'm looking at for ES, and same idea with NQ. So again, we hit that monthly demand zone, got a nice candle off of it. The range on NQ is a little bit cleaner. But again, you can see reversal off monthly demand, deviation on the 2024 yearly low. And now we are reclaiming this range low. We're currently right at that level right now. And again, if you zoom in onto the daily chart and you put a fib on this, here's a swing low, here's the swing high, and you can see yesterday we hit the midpoint or the equilibrium of that range. And so far on the daily, we're getting a reaction off of it. So in terms of the PO3 model, this could be your range high, this could be your range low, this possibly could be the deviation here, and then we'll see if we can trade higher this week for NQ. Moving over to Bitcoin. So I talked about two different scenarios. Last week when I made my outlook, this was scenario A, where this is accumulation, this is the manipulation, and now we can start looking for distribution higher. So we're about to reach a key level here right at 89K or so. We did, take out this high here. And basically this level here is the range low. So, this week, let's go on to the weekly chart. We did actually no, there is a very small wick. I was gonna say that there's no wick on the weekly. Let me see what CME is at. Okay, so there is a lower wick on this, because if there wasn't, I would be a little suspicious, but seems to be that there's a lower wick. So again, this was my scenario A, where this is accumulation, this is manipulation, and now we can start looking for distribution higher. So in order to look for distribution now, what I would want to see is a weekly candle close within this range. Ideally, we can close back above 93.5K, that yearly open. That would be quite bullish. And that would be quite clear that, price would want to go higher after manipulating below the yearly open. Ideally, you definitely would want to see at least a close above like 90K to reclaim this range low. We can close above that 90K. We would have a change in the state of delivery on the weekly time frame, so that would be good. But we can close above this high here and get a nice strong close above it, then that would be your shift on the weekly chart, and then that would also show the change in order flow on the weekly time frame. So this is my scenario A. I think I'm leaning towards this scenario right now, but again, we need to see how the weekly closes. If we get a bearish close on the weekly, let's just say we take out this high here, or we've already taken that level out, but let's say we deviate this high and then we close like at 83K this week, then it's very possible that this could just be a raid, and then we kind of form a new accumulation zone and then look for manipulation lower before seeing distribution. So this is my scenario B from last week, and again, I think this is still a possible scenario. We haven't gotten the confirmation yet from this scenario on the reclaim of the range low and reclaim of the yearly open. So we still have to be open of scenario B and keep this in mind. So that is it for this week. And again, just to recap everything, we will see if we can potentially deviate these lows here on DXY. We've taken out external range liquidity. We'll see if we can get a move to the internal range liquidity. But again, moving over to GU, I think we still have this high to take out. So, being patient here. And same idea, with EU, we've taken out some key levels here. But again, I think once GU takes out this high, then I think it would be valid to start looking for shorts for the short term. And for indices ES and NQ, again, we've reached a monthly demand zone. We've deviated that 2024 yearly low. Now, last week and early this week, we've retraced to the equilibrium of this range. So right now, I am looking for higher prices for this week for ES and NQ. And then BTC, again, these are my two scenarios. The weekly close will be very key. So that is it for today. I hope all is well, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.